I mean, this is a really tough course, and I call it, you know, the World Championships, the mid-year World Championships. Always a fantastic field is assembled here. A lot of fit people coming off, you know, early season races, and tough course. The bike is super tough. The hills just are relentless, and the run, you know, if you're not fit at this race, you're going to feel it. Certainly halfway through the run. I mean, we've seen, you know, fantastic athletes like Julie Dibbins have to walk. I mean, that's the reality of this course. If you go too hard on the bike, or if you're not fit enough to have the gas at the end of the day, then, you know, you're going to struggle. And I think, yeah, I've just always been ready for that. I guess just pace yourself. As I said, this is you know, the hills keep coming. It's one of the tougher half Ironman courses. I can't say it's the toughest because I've not raced all of them, but it's certainly one of the toughest ones that I've done, especially the run. And bear in mind, the last 3 miles is probably the toughest of the whole course. There is a mile uphill around 5K into the race, so mile 3 to mile 4-ish is basically uphill, but that's early in the run. The tough part is once you come back to the park and there's another 3 miles that are really hilly, and there's a killer little hill at the end. So I don't know, just bear in mind that it's going to be tough all the way to the finish, and the hills don't stop until you know, make your way into Quassy Amusement Park. You know, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to start the season with a couple of, you know, less than optimal performances for me. First race I crashed. First time I've crashed in a race, so I've got a, you know, 10 years of racing, and I've, you know, never crashed in a half, certainly. I'd crashed in Olympic distance once, but they're pretty good odds, so you sort of take the good with the bad. Then I got an unfortunate penalty, which I didn't agree with in Oceanside. That sort of put me out of that race too. So yeah, it's tough. Coming off a disappointing early season, you have a, you know, big off season of lots of training, and you want to test yourself early. And so I really didn't get the opportunity to really go full throttle at either of those races because of those two circumstances. So yeah, I mean, it's just more fuel to the fire. You know, I know that I've done the work. I've seen the results in training. I know I'm in good shape. So it's a matter of, okay, I want to show everyone now. I want to put it together on race day, show myself, and show everybody that, yeah, you know, I'm fit and I should be a contender. Tim just won a big race in Brazil last weekend. I'm so happy for him. He too had a bit of a rough start to the season with a crash. I think he had a sympathy crash in San Juan, and then flat tire in St. Croix, and he just had an off day in Oceanside. So both of us were kind of like a little down in the dumps. And then last weekend he was able to win Brazil. Course record time almost broke 8 hours, which is huge for his confidence and for us. I'm really proud and happy. How do we balance that? I don't think it's too hard, especially when we're at separate races. If we're both doing the same, it's a lot more difficult because we need to try and focus on ourselves when, you know, the other person's there, and you want the best for them. So it's hard to not give all your energy to that other person when, you know, you care about them and love them. You want, for some time, you know, success for them more than yourself. So you have to kind of almost pretend that you're not together, focus on yourself, do what you've got to do. So I think it's easier when we do separate races, but we're getting better at racing the same races. Through the whole year, Kona is my big goal, to try and go back there and win a title. So throughout the whole year, I see it as stepping stones leading into Kona. So early season, I'm testing myself in early races. I go back and do some more training, stack that up on top of the training I've done in the early season, and then a couple more races and see how I'm going, see what needs work, see if I'm on the right track. So basically, I mean, I don't think it's tough at all. I think it all accumulates in Kona. So you're using those races as milestones throughout the year to sort of track your progress and work on what needs work. My cycling training, you know, I've started working with a new coach, Joel Filiol, who coaches a lot of ITU superstars, and I've really enjoyed working with him. You know, after a solid focus on the bike last year, this year I haven't certainly haven't dropped that. I think the bike for me is very important, certainly in Kona and pretty much every other race. But I want to see those run times come back down again. So now we're trying to get the bike, improve the bike while not taking our eye off the ball on the run, which is, everybody's goal. Everybody's trying to do the same thing, but just a slightly different approach to training, and so far it's been going well. But as you said, remains to be seen in a race yet.